Hello everyone, I am Ashwini Saurabh Mithras from Department of Statistics, RBNB College, Srirampur. Today I am going to teach the moments for normal distribution. So we have learned the normal distribution, its PDF, its mean and its variance. So PDF of normal distribution can be written as f of x equal to 1 upon sigma root 2 pi into e raised to minus 1 upon 2 sigma square x minus mu bracket square. Here the range of x is from minus infinity to infinity. Mu is also from minus infinity to infinity, and sigma square, which is the variance, is greater than 0. We have calculated its mean and variance. So expectation of x, that is mean of normal distribution, is mu, and variance of normal distribution is sigma square. Now in this lecture we will study the moments. So basically moments can be calculated by using this formula. So mu r dash, that is the raw moment, rth raw moment, can be calculated by expected x raised to r, and we will solve this by using integration. But for normal distribution we are going to obtain directly the central moments in the two parts, which are central moments for odd order and central moments for even order. So let's see first the central moments of odd order. So by the definition we can write mu 2r plus 1 as expectation of x minus mu bracket raised to 2r plus 1. Here mu is the mean, then we can write integration of x minus mu bracket raised to 2r plus 1 into f of x dx. Now we will substitute f of x. The constant term I will take outside the integration, x minus mu raised to 2r plus 1 into e raised to minus 1 upon 2 sigma square x minus mu bracket square dx. Now for further calculation we will substitute x minus mu equal to y. Suppose y equal to x minus mu, then this dx will be dy, and the range of y will be again from minus infinity to infinity. Let's substitute all these things here. So we will get 1 upon sigma root 2 pi into integration y raised to 2r plus 1 into e raised to minus 1 upon 2 sigma square into y square dy. So here we can observe that this integral part is odd function in y. So we have this odd function f of y equals to minus f of y, and we can write directly the value of odd function equal to 0. So by using this we can directly write this equals to 0. So we have all odd order central moments for normal distribution are 0. Means if we put r equal to 1, 2, 3 so on, then we will get mu 1, then mu 3, mu 5 and so on, mu 2r plus 1, this equals to 0. That is all odd ordered moments, that is central moments, are 0 for normal distribution. Now we will calculate the central moments of even order. So we can write mu 2r, this is the notation, and by definition we can write expectation of x minus mu bracket raised to 2r. This is same calculated as x minus mu bracket raised to 2r into PDF, that is f of x dx. Then I will substitute the PDF of normal distribution. This is the constant term which will come outside the integration. Now we will substitute y equals to x minus mu upon sigma for further calculations. This implies that x equals to mu plus sigma y, and further dx equals to sigma dy. Here we can note that range of x is from minus infinity to infinity, so range of y will also be from minus infinity to infinity. Now we will substitute all these things in mu 2r. So we will get 1 upon sigma root 2 pi into integration. This term will be sigma into y bracket raised to 2r into e raised to minus 1 upon 2 y square into sigma dy. Now this sigma gets cancelled and we will have this sigma raised to 2r upon root 2 pi into integration of y raised to 2r e raised to minus 1 upon 2 y square dy. Here we can observe that this integral part is even function. So for the even function we have sigma raised to 2r upon root 2 pi. We can write 2 times this integration from 0 to infinity due to it is the even function integral. So y raised to 2r e raised to minus 1 upon 2 y square dy. Now we will solve this integration by using gamma function. So, sigma raised to 2r upon root 2 pi into 2 times. We can write this y raised to 2r as plus 1 minus 1. And we know the gamma function. So this is the gamma function. And by using this gamma function we can write mu 2r as, so this will be sigma raised to 2r upon root 2 pi into, this will be gamma of 2r plus 1 upon 2 divided by, we can write this half raised to 2r plus 1 divided by 2. Then we further solve this. So sigma raised to 2r upon root 2 into root pi, this will be as it is, and this 2 will come in numerator. So sigma raised to 2r divided by root 2 into root pi into gamma of 2r plus 1 upon 2 into this 2 raised to r, because 2 raised to this 2 gets cancelled into root 2. Now this root 2 will get cancelled and finally we have our answer mu 2r equal to sigma raised to 2r into 2 raised to r divided by root pi into gamma of 2r plus 1 upon 2. Now we will substitute the value of r equal to 1. We will get mu 2. So here sigma square then this will be 2 into gamma of 3 upon 2 divided by root pi. So sigma square into 2 into, this will be half into gamma half into root pi. Further this 2 gets cancelled, and also we know that gamma half equals to root pi. So this will get also cancelled, and we will have mu 2 as sigma square. Since gamma half is root of pi. So in this way we have calculated the second central moment. Now we will substitute r equals to 2 and we will have mu 4, that is fourth central moment. So mu 4 by substituting r equals to 2. So this will be 4 into sigma raised to 4. Into this we can write 3 upon 2 into half into gamma of half upon root pi. So this will be 3 sigma raised to 4, and this 2 to 4 gets cancelled. Also gamma half is root pi, so it will get cancelled, and we will have our fourth central moment of normal distribution as 3 into sigma raised to 4. So in this way we can obtain the further central moments, that is mu 6, mu 8, by using this formula, by substituting the values r from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now we will see the symmetry of normal distribution, because we have our 4 moments mu 1, mu 2, mu 3 and this is mu 4. Then the next point is symmetry of normal distribution. So symmetry means we can obtain the Pearsonian's coefficient and we can tell about the nature of normal distribution. We know that it is bell shaped. So let's see what are the coefficients of Pearsonians. So beta 1 is calculated by mu 3 square upon mu 2 cube. Here if we substitute mu 3 and mu 2, we will have 0 because mu 3 is 0. So beta 1 equals to 0. This implies gamma 1, which is root of beta 1, this also be equal to 0. So we can say that the normal distribution is symmetric. Then we can obtain beta 2 by using the formula, that is mu 4 upon mu 2 square. By substituting mu 4 and mu 2, we will have, this is mu 2 which is sigma square bracket square. So beta 2 will be 3, and the formula for gamma 2 is beta 2 minus 3. So it will be 3 minus 3 equals 0. So this implies that the normal distribution is mesocutic. So I will write here So from this way we can see the nature of normal distribution, which will be like this. So it is symmetric and mesocutic. Normal distribution is symmetric about point mu. Now we will see the MGF, that is moment generating function of normal distribution. MGF means moment generating function, and it is calculated by using this formula denoted by mxt. So here x follows normal distribution with parameters mu and sigma square. Now I will write down this. So e raised to tx into f of x dx. We will substitute the value of PDF. I will take the constant term outside the integration. Now this can be further solved by substitution. So let's substitute y equals to x minus mu upon sigma. So this implies x equals to mu plus sigma y, and dx will be sigma into dy. Further, the range of y will be same as x, that is from minus infinity to infinity. So let's substitute all these things here. So mxt will be 1 upon sigma root 2 pi into integration e raised to this t into, we will substitute the value of x, which is mu plus sigma y, into e raised to minus 1 upon 2 y square into sigma dy. Now we will solve this. So this e raised to mu t is a constant term. I am going to take it outside. Then sigma gets cancelled. Integration e raised to sigma ty minus half y square dy. Now I am going to add and subtract one term from here. So e raised to sigma ty minus half y square plus sigma square t square upon 2 minus sigma square t square upon 2. So this term is added and subtracted so that the meaning will not change. Now I will take the term e raised to outside. So e raised to mu t plus half sigma square t square. This term is taken outside the integration because it does not contain any variable. So upon root 2 pi into integration of e raised to the remaining terms with minus half constant. So it will be y minus sigma t bracket square. So these three terms can be written in this way. So now for further calculation we will substitute u equals to y minus sigma t. So y will be u plus sigma t, and again dy will be equal to du. Further, the range of u will be from minus infinity to infinity. So all these things we are going to substitute now. We will get mxt equal to, so e raised to mu t plus sigma square t square upon 2 into 1 upon root 2 pi integration e raised to minus u square upon 2 du. If we observe this, or we can solve this integration, this is the PDF of standard normal distribution with variable u, that is u follows normal 0, 1. So total integration is always 1, or we can solve this integration and we will have it cancel with root 2 pi. So this term is going to be 1. So into 1. So our MGF is this. So e raised to mu t plus sigma square t square upon 2. So this is the MGF of normal distribution. We can write down the MGF of standard normal distribution also by substituting mu equal to 0 and sigma equal to 1. So MGF of standard normal distribution, which is denoted by Z, it will be e raised to t square upon 2 simply. Then from MGF we can calculate the CGF, that is cumulant generating function. The next point is CGF. The next point is CGF, which is called cumulant generating function. Its formula is kxt equal to log of mxt. Just now we have calculated the MGF, so it will be log of e raised to mu t plus half into sigma square t square. This log and e gets cancelled, so here log is to the base e, so we will have mu t plus half sigma square t square. Now we know that we can calculate cumulants from CGF. So first we will write down this in the form which does not change the meaning, plus the further terms are 0. Then Kr is the coefficient of t raised to r upon r factorial in the expansion of kxt. So this we know that rth cumulant can be obtained by this. So now K1 is the coefficient of t upon 1 factorial in the expansion of kxt. So if we observe here, the coefficient of t upon 1 factorial is mu. So K1 is mu, which is same as mu1 dash, means expectation of x. Then K2 is the coefficient of t square upon 2 factorial, which is sigma square equals to mu2, and which is the variance of x. Then K3, it is 0 because there are no further terms. K4 is also 0, means all the remaining cumulants are 0. We can relate it with the moments. So mu3 is also 0 and mu4 can be calculated by using this formula. So which is 0 plus 3 into sigma raised to 4, means mu4 is 3 into sigma raised to 4, which just now we have calculated. So these are the cumulants and moments of normal distribution. We can obtain further the Pearsonian coefficients beta 1, beta 2 and gamma 1, gamma 2 again. Now we will see the next point. So distribution of linear transformation. Of a variable, that is of a normal variable, that is suppose x follows normal mu comma sigma square distribution, then y is the ax plus b, which is the linear transformation in x. Then we can obtain the distribution of y by using MGF. So we have myt equals to x plus b into t, and from the properties of MGF we can write this as e raised to bt into m, this will be x into at. I have written this by using the properties of MGF, which we have studied in the first unit, that is continuous univariate distributions. So e raised to bt into, I am going to substitute the MGF, so e raised to a mu t plus this a square sigma square t square upon 2. Further we can simplify this, we will get e raised to a mu plus b into T plus A square sigma square into T square upon 2. So, which is the MGF of normal distribution? Here I am using the uniqueness property of MGF. So, this y equals to ax plus b will follow normal distribution with mean a mu plus b and variance a square sigma square. So in this way we have obtained the distribution of y by using MGF. We have used the properties of MGF. To see the properties of MGF, watch my previous videos for unit number 1, continuous univariate distributions. So we have studied today moments, MGF, CGF and the distribution of linear transformation in this lecture. Thanks for watching me.